Welcome back, friends and family. I hope you had a chance to see my video from earlier today where I review 15 fragrances that are either new to my collection or have returned to my collection. But tonight, I wanted to do a review of a sample set that I got from the company called Be Layered. Be Layered. They're known mostly as a dupe company, making copycat fragrances of higher end and niche perfumes. And they are a sister house to Alexandria Fragrances. I did do an Alexandria Fragrances sample review before, and so hopefully you'll check that out in my video lineup. So Be Layered, the sampler sets like what you see here that come in these boxes. And the samples that I ordered are Coconut Paradise, Bella the Irresistible, Kiss Exclusive, Mia's Blend, My Sweet Dark Fantasy, Norma Jean, Dolled Up, and Addicted. Now, these 7 here are part of the sampler set, but I did order an additional one on its own that's a little bit smaller. You see, these are generous sized samples. They will last you more than a few days, depending on how much of them you spray. What I'd like to do today is share with you what the notes for these are. I also want to share with you how they're described on the website, because just like with the Alexandria fragrances descriptions, these can be fairly entertaining and a little outlandish. So I wanted to share those with you, as well as give these a score on a scale of 1 to 10 and let you know if I would actually bother thinking about purchasing a full bottle of these. So just like with Alexandria fragrances, some of these are made by the house of Be Layered, and then the rest of them are dupes for other fragrances. So let's get started with Coconut Paradise. I ordered this sample because I really love coconut scents, but I find that it's really difficult to find a perfume or a cologne or a unisex fragrance or whatever that really has a genuine, authentic coconut smell. Most of the ones that I've ordered that have coconut in them feel synthetic to my nose. They feel, I don't know, just phony. They're not as creamy and rich as deep as I would like a coconut scent to be. So this is actually an original from Be Layered, and it is a single scent perfume. It only has a note of coconut. And the description on the website is that this will transport you to paradise in no time. This coconut is juicy, ripe, and succulent, ready to cut open and be enjoyed by everyone. So my impressions of this are it's maybe a little bit less than okay. It really smells like buttered popcorn that has gone a little sour. So imagine you go to the movies, you get the big bucket of popcorn, you over butter it with that, watery, buttery concoction that they they spray on it, and then it just sits there till the end of the movie after you eat it, and there's something like not right about that popcorn smell, that buttery popcorn smell. That's what this comes off as to me. On top of that, it fades really quickly. It lasts just a few hours and then almost fades away to nothing. So I would give this a score of about a 4, 3 or 4. I would not purchase a bottle of this. So I'll leave it at that. My hunt for the perfect coconut scent continues. Next is Bella the Irresistible. This is a dupe for Cassili from the house of Parfums de Marly, which is a niche house and very expensive. A bottle of this will run you several hundred, maybe even $300. I didn't price the exact cost, but the description on the website is Meet Bella. She's the CEO of a very important style magazine in New York City. She has a gorgeous face, a sculpted body, and an attitude that will captivate the most eligible bachelor anywhere in the world. Gee whiz, with a description like that, this has a whole lot to live up to. It has notes of red currant, Bulgarian rose, floral notes, plum, mimosa, sandalwood, vanilla, and tonka bean. Let me give this another whiff. I do love this. This is a beautiful fragrance. I don't know about that description. I mean, who can live up to that crazy description there, right? But this is a gorgeous fragrance. It is alluring, it is comforting, it is sensual, even sexy. So would I consider purchasing a full bottle of this? Yes, I would. I am leaning towards a yes on a full bottle of this. I would give this maybe a 7 to 8. Really nice fragrance, lasts long, has a beautiful floral but powdery dry down, and the sandalwood comes out there at the end. But it's definitely sort of a soft, floral, rosy, plummy kind of scent at the top. I like it. Someone on YouTube said that they actually prefer it to the original Parfums de Marly, Cassili, because it is richer and longer lasting. Okay, next up is First Kiss Exclusive or Exclusive. This is considered a dupe for Delina Exclusif, also from Parfums de Marly, also tremendously expensive. Not one that I would, spring for right away. I have a decant of this and think it's lovely. The description on the website that this says that this is the epitome of women's perfume. And it makes up the most seductive fragrance in the market. The notes in this make up the most seductive fragrance in the market. Again, these claims are so outrageous, right? This has notes of lychee, Turkish rose, vanilla, pear, oud, incense, some woody notes, amber, and bergamot. I do think this is a nice dupe for Delina Exclusive. It's a lovely fragrance. I would consider a full bottle of this. It's nice. I would also give this about an 8 or so, and think it's lovely. Moving along, we're going to go next to Mia's Blend, which is an original from Be Layered. This is not a dupe for anything. Mia's Blend, according to the website, is the best. Let me try that again. Mia's Blend is the best, not the best, the best of both worlds. It's fun and sweet, yet serious and seductive. It features one of the most ancient aromas of this world, that is myrrh, a resin that is warm and intoxicating, almost narcotic. It was used as a gift for kings, weddings, and very important people. It's extremely regal and addicting. Myrrh is the big star in Mia's Blend. This has notes of, obviously, myrrh, tonka bean, vanilla, lavender, and almond. This is beautiful. I would give this immediately between an 8 or a 9. It's a very unique scent. I totally smell the myrrh in that, the tonka. I smell all those, the tonka bean, a little vanilla, a little lavender, a touch of almond, and it makes for such a delightful little blend. It's very, how should I describe this? Complex and complicated. It is maybe seductive. Maybe that's a great word for it. It is serious, as the description on the website goes. Serious in that this isn't for little kids. This is not a childish fragrance. It's very mature and sophisticated. It's deep and dark and mysterious, and I like it. I would consider a full bottle of this. In fact, I might look at this first as a full bottle over some of the others in this set if I had to choose one. And so let's go on. The next is My Sweet Dark Fantasy. This is supposed to be a dupe for Kilian's Good Girl Gone Bad. I do have a sample of that as well. The original, that is. Yeah. So this is supposed to be the scent that Rihanna, the music artist, wears, and supposedly drove everyone crazy on the red carpet once with the sillage from Good Girl Gone Bad, the night that she wore it. The website describes this as an almost perfect concoction of precious raw materials that creates a beautiful, perfectly balanced, long lasting, and hell of a compliment magnet. It has notes of jasmine and different roses: May rose, Indian tuberose, narcissus, amber, and cedar. I do think this smells like Good Girl Gone Bad. It's almost sweeter than Good Girl Gone Bad. Good Girl Gone Bad is maybe lighter, airier, a little more of like a cloud scent. Has that sort of marshmallowy kind of projection and sillage. This one is a little more like a nectar, but very close. So in the same family, I would give this between a 6 and a 7. And I would consider a bottle of this, but after Mia's blend and maybe after some of the others. But definitely a nice fragrance. Nothing wrong with it. Certainly lovely. Then we have Norma Jean, which is a highly anticipated dupe for Tom Ford's Rose Prick. I do not have Tom Ford's Rose Prick. In fact, I was thinking about purchasing it and instead went ahead and got this sample, hoping that this might give me a sense of what the Tom Ford one would smell like. And so the website says Norma Jean will have you feeling like a bad girl, the sexy protagonist of a movie, and it screams signature scent. Like no other, Norma Jean is a rose fragrance that doesn't feel like it came from your grandmother's garden. It is seriously sexy and loud enough that it will catch attention from everyone around you. This is the fragrance that you want as your signature scent, as it is super versatile, being able to be worn in any setting. Night, day, hot, cold, dressed up or dressed down, Norma Jean is sure to satisfy your every need. The notes in here are different kinds of roses. You have May rose, Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose. And let's see, it also has notes of tonka bean, Sichuan peppers, and a dark, smooth patchouli that is to die for, according to it. There's also some musk and some pepper, and some ylang-ylang and jasmine. So, I've sampled this. I'm sorry. I would give this maybe a 4 or 5. Maybe I'll change my mind in the future. But right now, and I gave this a try. I sprayed this several times. It opens really sour and gross. In fact, it's you wonder if you got a bad sample when you first spray it, but then it chills out after a few minutes and starts to mellow down. And then it's just a really, pleasant rose scent. I don't think it's any more spectacular than any other rose scent that's out on the market. In fact, I know there are better rose scents if that's your thing. I don't think this one stands out. It's a little on the sharp side to me, even as it continues to dry down, and it doesn't last long. It doesn't have good projection or sillage, and definitely not good longevity. In fact, after maybe an hour and a half or two, this one faded, pretty quickly thereafter for me. So lower score, and I would not consider purchasing a full bottle of that. I will go ahead and see if I can get a sample or decant of the actual rose prick from Tom Ford in a store, or something, because I can't believe that that's what it smells like. All my other Tom Fords are pretty fabulous. I've had very good luck with Tom Fords, except for maybe one or two that just didn't do it for me. But I have a hard time believing that that's what Rose Prick really smells like. So the jury's still out, but Norma Jean, the B-layered dupe, will not be making its way into my collection. Finally, the last sample before I go to the independent sample that I got is Dolled Up. This is a dupe for Yves Saint Laurent Supreme Bouquet. This description is something else. You need to go to the website and read this yourself, but I'll read you a little bit of it and then stop at the point where it becomes inappropriate for children if there are any around you listening. This says, dressed to the nines, perfect makeup done, ready to take on the most romantic night. But wait, there's a catch. Your dress is made up of beautiful, ripe fruits that cover your whole body. and I'll let you go read the rest because it gets a little X X-rated from there. The notes in here are tuberose, fruity notes, ylang-ylang, jasmine, amber, patchouli, musk, pear, and pink pepper. I did try this one evening. This is a delightful scent. I would say this one is juicy. That pear comes through prominently. I really love a good pear note. Even though it's a fruity note, it doesn't come across fruity. It comes across creamy, smooth, well-rounded. I don't pick up any of the pepper. I do pick up the jasmine and the tuberose mixed with the pear and a little bit of sort of musk as the base of that. Love this. Would absolutely pick up a full bottle of this. Beautiful scent. Very girly, very feminine, and very pretty is how I would describe this. In fact, prettier than the Good Girl Gone Bad dupe, which is my sweet dark fantasy. Absolutely stunning scent. This is a winner. And then finally, I have Addicted, which is supposed to be a dupe for the original vintage Dior Addict. I have the modern Dior and I've had the Dior Addict, and they smell very similar to me. I'm not quite sure what the big deal is about the difference. You know, to the nose standing around you, they'll smell the same. But anyway, this has mandarin leaf and orange blossom. The description says that this will seduce the soul. Has exotic sandalwood, sweet and exuberant tonka bean, and bourbon vanilla that will make you weak to your knees, along with a kiss of rose that will entrap you into a euphoric state. I mean, what if these perfumes were able to do what these descriptions claimed? Can you imagine a world where a sniff of a perfume would have you drop to your knees or take you away to some enchanted world? I love these descriptions. They're highly entertaining, but boy, are they a little crazy. So I would say this smells exactly like Dior Addict, the vintage version and the modern version, because they smell the same to me. It's a very sweet, cozy, warm, gourmand scent. That tonka bean comes through nicely, mixed with the sandalwood quite beautifully, with a hint of orange blossom sort of wrapped around it. I like this. I do have Dior, and so I'm sorry, Dior Addict, and so I wouldn't bother purchasing a bottle of this, but this is a nice little, sample size to take on travel if needed, or put in your bag if you don't want to carry around the whole thing and you're out and that's your scent of the day. So my final verdict of Be Layered, by the way, let's talk about cost. These range in cost. The ones that I've looked at are anywhere from like the high 20s for a smaller bottle, like a 1.8 ounces. I think their lowest or their smallest volume of size. In fact, I think that's all they make, the smaller sizes. But anyway, about that range up to the 60s, like $66, I think was the most I saw for one of their fragrances that are in higher demand. So of these, I would consider a bottle of Bella the Irresistible First Kiss Exclusif, and would definitely get Mia's Blend and Dolled Up. I would skip Norma Jean. That's a no for me. Coconut Paradise, which was synthetic and faded quickly. My sweet dark fantasy, it was okay. If you want that, just go on and get the original. I think it's better. So that's my review of Be Layered. I will be trying more samples from them. Super happy to have a dupe company like this that makes nice, high quality fragrances that will save you hundreds of dollars, really, if you're into the higher end niche sort of fragrances. And thanks for watching my video. I have other reviews of other houses coming up soon where I've ordered sort of discovery sets or samples and so forth. If you like this video, I hope you'll press the like button and consider subscribing. And I'll see you tomorrow morning for my scent and makeup of the day. Have a great night.